Yeah, hello all, welcome back. So in the previous session,
Yeah.
we have gone through the third party process flow, right? As how many types of third party process are there? As we have already discussed, it is of two types. One is with shipping notification and the second one is without shipping
Without
notification. And for which we already have gone through the process flow also, and we have seen the diagrammatic representation also, right? So now let us go through the configuration part. Okay,
Yeah.
see here in the configuration part, first of all,
Okay.
we will go through the third party process without shipping notification configuration. And in the second part,
Okay.
let us go through how can we configure the third party process with shipping notification. Okay, so now let me take the
Okay.
first one. Here it is a third party process
Mm.
without shipping notification.
Okay.
Without shipping notification.
Shipping notification.
Okay,
Mm.
so this is without shipping notification and the second one is with shipping notification. So here, first of all, let us draw a
Mm.
diagram for this, as we have already gone through this, but anyhow let me draw it again. See here, if customer places an order
Mm.
to the company,
Mm.
then what will happen? Purchase requisition will get generated, and
It will create purchase
yes, it will be turned into
requisition.
purchase order. With reference to the purchase requisition, purchase order will be get created.
Mm.
Then the purchase order will be sent to the
Be
vendor,
sent to a vendor.
and here the vendor will deliver the goods to the customer. Then
Mm.
vendor will raise the invoice to the company. So for
Very
which
good
we will do,
customer.
yeah, for which we will do Miro or Miro, whatever it may be. Okay, and
Yeah.
this is what is called as vendor invoice. So
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah.
is the third party process without shipping notification.
Mm.
So we use this process if the vendor raise invoice to the company at the time of delivery to the customer. See here, whenever the vendor is delivering the goods to the customer, at the same time vendor will raise the invoice to the company. So if it is the process, then we will go through
Yeah.
third party process without shipping notification. Okay, so now let us go through the configuration. How can we configure the process in SAP? So now let
Yeah.
us move to the configuration here. So configuration of
Mm. Mm.
third party process without shipping notification. Okay, see here the first point is,
Mm.
for any third party process, whether it may be the with shipping notification one or without shipping notification one, if you would like to go through the third party process,
Okay.
for the third party materials,
Mm.
you have to maintain in the material master as the item category group is BANS.
Mm.
So what is the first point? Item category group for the third party material is nothing but BANS.
B-
This is the
BNS.
item category group for third party materials. Okay, and here the second point is where you can maintain the item category group. In the material master, sales are the two view, right?
Yeah.
And you can see two types of item category groups there: general item category group as well as the item category group. So I think you know the difference between these two.
Yes.
And if you are not aware, then you can go through the previous sessions where I have explained you clearly. Okay.
Okay.
So in the master data session, I have explained you clearly what exactly is the difference between general item category group and item category group in the material master.
Okay.
Okay. See, now the second point here is, what is that? If item category group is BANS, this one, the system determines item category as TAS. So what is the item category?
TAS.
TAES. So for the item category group BANS, we will determine the item category as TAS. Okay, and how this TAS will get determined? If the document type is WAR and item category group is BANS, in the same way higher level item and item usage are blank, then TAS will get determined, right? This is what we already have seen. This is what is the first one? Sales document type, and the second one is item category group.
Yeah.
And here it is higher level item and item usage. Then this is the item category will get determined. Okay. See, now let us go through the third point here. So we have already covered 2 points, right? And here the billing relevance. Let us take about billing relevance. Where can you find the billing relevance?
Billing document.
Billing relevance. It's there in the item category controls, right?
Billing document.
In the item category controls, you can see billing relevance. Okay. So if the billing relevance is F, then what it will do? It will control that without Miro or without Miro, vendor invoice, the system will not allow us to create the invoice to the customer. So what is that? If the billing relevance is F, then without Miro or Miro, whatever it may be, because the pronunciation will be different from person to person. So without Miro, the system will not allow the company to create the invoice to the customer. So as already vendor have delivered the goods to the customer, right? But in this case, if the company would like to raise an invoice to the customer, the system means here in the system, the Miro document has to be there. If the Miro document, nothing but the vendor invoice, if vendor didn't send the invoice to the company, then the company cannot create the invoice to the customer. So are you clear with it? Or else I will just draw a diagram here. See, here the customer is there and sales order. So here PO means purchase requisition, then purchase order. So this is the PR, PO. Then here the vendor delivered the goods to the customer, and here vendor send the invoice to the company, right? So after that, the company will send the invoice to the customer. Okay, so here if the company would like to send the invoice to the customer, here the mirror document should be there. This is the necessary one, this is the mandatory one. Okay, so here if you put billing relevance as F in item category controls, then what will happen? The system will not allow you to create the invoice to the customer without having Miro. Did you get me?
Yeah.
Okay. And see, there will be one check mark. This is to create the PO automatic. Okay.
Okay.
So this is not the mandatory one, but you can check it. If you check create PO automatic, then what will happen? The purchase order will get created automatically based on the purchase requisition. And where can you find this? So I think you haven't gone through the controls. Okay, see, now let me open V/07, right? What is this transaction item? Sorry.
Item category.
Sorry. VO V7. So here item category controls, right? So now let us take TAS. This is what is our item category. See here we can see billing relevance, right? See, this is the field billing relevance. So if billing relevance is F here, F is maintained for third party process without shipping notification. So this is order related billing document status according to invoice quantity. And if the billing relevance is G, which is for billing of the delivery quantity. So in the third party process with shipping notification, we will use billing relevance as G. But here in this case, we will use billing relevance as F. Okay. And see, this is what is the create PO automatic. So if you click on create PO automatic, then what will happen? So based on the purchase requisition, purchase order will get generated automatically. Okay.
Okay.
See, now we have seen some of the controls, right? Related to the third party without shipping notification. So next, let us move to the next control here. This is nothing but if item category is TAS, then system determines the schedule and category as, what is the schedule and category?
CS.
Yes. For TAS, the schedule and category is CS. So how the schedule and category determines?
Item category and item category plus MRP type.
Okay. See, now here the schedule and category is CS, right? So item category is TAS and MRP type is none. Then CS will get determined here. Okay. And if you go through the schedule and category CS, where you can find some controls. What are them? Order type, then item category,
account assignment group.
yes, account assignment category. So these are the main controls which you can find there in the schedule and category. Okay, so now let me open the schedule and category controls. So what is the transaction to open the schedule and category controls?
Vivo V6.
Vivo
V6.
and here what is our schedule and category? CS, right? And if you go through CS here you can able to see order type is NB and item category is 5 and account assignment category is 1, right? So now let us see what exactly the order type NB here and item category 5 here and account assignment category is 1 here. And here the first one is order type, right? So what is the order type here?
NB.
NB. So what exactly the order type NB will control here? Which will helps us to
R type NB, correct?
yeah, let me tell you, which will helps us to generate the purchase requisition automatically in the background. So what exactly the purpose of this order type NB? Whenever you are creating the sales order, if the schedule and category is CS there, okay, then whenever you are saving the sales order in the background, the system will helps us to create the purchase requisition automatically. So what it means here is whenever you are creating the third party sales order, purchase requisition will get generated and which we can see there in the schedule lines, right? Okay.
Okay.
And now let us move to the next one here. What is that? Item category.
Item category 5.
Like the sales documents, as we already have seen item categories, right? So many item categories we have seen in sales for the sales documents, right? So here, like the sales documents, documents also will have, what is that?
Item categories.
Yes, will have item categories and documents also requires item categories. So here, without item category, system will not allow us to create the purchase requisition. What will happen if the item category is not there? Then the system will not allow us to create the purchase requisition, right? But when you are creating purchase requisition manually, user will enter the item category also manually. But in third party process, system generates the purchase requisition automatically, right? As the order type is NB here.
Yeah.
So in the back, yeah, it will generate in the background. So here, we are copying the item category information from schedule and category to purchase requisition, right? Are you getting me? So what exactly is happening here? We are copying the item category information from schedule and category to purchase requisition. Okay. So here order type is helping us to create the purchase requisition automatically, and item category is, as we are having the item categories for the sales documents, documents also requires the item categories, so for which we are maintaining here. Yeah, see here we have to know what exactly the item category 5 will do in third party process,
Mm.
right? So here in the third party process, without shipping notification,
Mm.
even if you do the MIGO, what is
Mm.
that? MIGO
We go.
or MIGO, whatever it may be.
Mm.
So here the system will treat it as the dummy MIGO.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let us go through the next point here, which is nothing but account assignment category.
Mm.
So what is the account assignment category value here?
1.
1. It controls what exactly the account assignment category 1 do here is it controls that even if you do MIGO in the third party process with shipping notification, the system will not generate the inventory account
Mm.
document.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Okay.
as it is the dummy MIGO, what's happening? So if you give the account assignment category as 1, then the system will treat it as dummy MIGO and what will happen?
Not generate. It will not generate accounting document.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
will not generate the inventory accounting document.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is what is about the controls in third party process without shipping
Mm.
notification. So I think
Mm.
you are clear with that, right?
Okay.
Okay. See, and now let us move through the next point here.
Mm.
So already we have seen 3 controls, right? And the fourth one here is
Yeah.
in copy controls
Mm.
OR2 F2.
Mm.
So here sales are there to invoice. So the copy controls are between sales are there to invoice because we are doing the invoice with a reference to the sales order. Okay. I haven't covered the copy controls, but I will take the session on copy controls also. But for now, what you have to know is here the copy controls exist between sales order to invoice as we are copying it from sales order to invoice as we are not doing any physical delivery in the third party process. So are we doing any physical delivery in the third party process? No, right? Because vendor will deliver the goods. The company will not deliver the goods to the customer. So here the delivery is not going to be happen. So in this case, we are creating the invoice to the customer based on the sales order only, right? And here the transaction for the copy controls is VTFA. This is the transaction. Okay. So here in these copy controls between order to invoice, the copying requirement is 012
Mm.
and here the billing quantity is F.
Mm.
So billing quantity F means what is that?
It will copy. It will copy the Miro to invoice.
Yes, it will copy the quantity from Miro to invoice. See, you have created the sales
Mm.
order, means here the customer has created the sales order for 100 quantity. And
Mm.
the purchase requisition got generated, then the purchase order also got created and it sent to the vendor. Then the vendor has delivered only 50 goods or whatever it may be. Because if the stock of the material were not available, so he might have sent
Mm.
only 50 materials. Then he will raise
Yeah.
the invoice to the company only for the quantity of 50.
Mm.
So here, whenever you are sending the invoice to the customer, you have to send it only for the 50 quantity, not for 100 quantity. So here you are not taking sales order as the reference to take the quantity. So here the quantity is getting copied from the invoice, vendor invoice, nothing but Miro, right? So for which we will use the control billing. What is this? Billing quantity as F. Okay. So in the same way we have discussed about the copying requirement as 012, right? So what exactly the copying requirement 012 controls here? It will control that without Miro, system will not allow you to create the invoice to the customer. So already we have seen that here we can send the invoice to the customer only after we receive the vendor invoice. So here whenever you are doing the invoice, this copy requirement controls that without Miro you cannot able to send the invoice to the customer. So the copying requirement as well as what exactly will control? Billing relevance. Okay, so these two fields will control here. So I think you are clear with this. In the next session we will go through how can we configure the flow in the system. Okay, and if you have any queries you can ask me now. And for now I will let you know how can we see these copy controls. Okay, see now I have given you the transaction VTF here, right? So now let us go through the transaction VTF, and here you have to give source document as well as the target document. So here what is the source document?
Source
Order,
document.
right? Sales order is the source document. And here the order type is OR. And what is the target document?
Invoice.
Invoice. What is the type? Billing type? F2. Right? So here we are checking the copy controls between order to invoice. See. Now let us go through the position, and here the billing type is F2, right? And here the sales document type is OR. So this is what is the entry. And if you go through the header of this entry, see here you can see the copying requirement. Okay, and this is what is for header. And if you go through the item here, and here TAS is our item category, and if you go here you can able to see the copying requirement for the third party is 012. Okay, so without having Miro, system will not allow you to create the invoice to the customer. And here the billing quantity is F. F means what is that? Invoice receipt quantity less invoice quantity. What it means here is the quantity is getting copied from the Miro document. Okay. So now I think you are clear, and I am concluding the session. And if you have any queries, you can ask me now, or else you can post there in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.